Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Zone, the show where we talk about games, trailers, pretty much anything related to games. And this is my co-host, Mac. Say hi.
Hi.
And today we're going to be talking about Black Ops 6. So the new pre-open beta came out, and a lot of people have some mixed opinions on certain things. We kind of want to talk about the trailers from before the launch, which they also made a alpha launch, but it is the exact same trailer as the one we're going to be discussing, so perfectly fine there. But we're going to be discussing 3 total trailers for the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, and we are going to basically just discuss them, break them down, and also give you some information about the actual alpha itself and what stuff you can kind of expect. First, multiplayer. So there was many things that we saw in this trailer. There was new finishers that we saw. They use melee weapons like a bat or an axe or anything like that. We saw a new character, potentially. He seems like a Season 1. If they're doing season-based multiplayer and all that, then it's probably going to be a Season 1 skin and might be a campaign villain of some kind. That's just my theory personally. We saw many score streaks return. We had the AGR, we had the RCXD, we had the Hellstorm missile, and what I assume to be a VTOL of some kind. We had a new map for the multiplayer that we saw, with there being 16 total maps coming out, which we just saw a whole lot of one of them, and from the pre-alpha, we've also seen quite a bit as well. New equipment have returned or been introduced. There has been a Tomahawk, which has been in previous Call of Duty games. We have an explosive gas grenade of some kind, which I believe that was also in Modern Warfare 2019. We also have new movement, which we have the Omni movement, which obviously they've talked a lot about, and that's what kind of distinguishes this game from the others, which basically is where you can run in each direction and kind of also dive in each direction. The Dolphin diving returning, which that was also, I think that was in Modern Warfare 3, if I'm not mistaken, the remastered one. We have similar swimming mechanics to Modern Warfare 2 as well in Warzone. There will also be a hostage system that a lot of people have actually started using in the pre-alpha. I think there's a new bat melee weapon, which might also be a pack for a bat melee weapon and maybe a finisher as well, which is that's usually what they do for the store offers. A lot of gunsmith customization potential. These are the guns that we saw that we could kind of confirm. So we have an M16, an AK-74, a AS-Val, a Galil AR, which kind of like, if you guys play CSGO, then it's kind of like a gun from that. MP5, the Dragunov, pump shotgun, Molotov, and dual pistols. Those are kind of the gunsmith things you can kind of expect to return. And then there's a new classic prestige system coming out that also very beloved by fans. There's been new operators as well at the end of the trailer that we saw, but we're going to go ahead and roll that. I don't really know any of their names. It seems like they're new characters being introduced, and we're kind of just going to see them in the game probably, maybe in the campaign as well. But that's pretty much the entire multiplayer trailer broken down there. And we're going to go ahead and move to Mac with the zombies.
All right, so now we're going on to the zombie trailers, and we'll play that next for you.
There's a place just round the bend. A place by the name of Liberty Falls. 1991's fastest growing town in America, and it's plain to see why. It's a place of simple tastes. Neighbors help one another. Where church ain't just for Sundays. So if you're passing this way, be sure to stop on by. We're dying to welcome you.
So for the zombies trailer, there was a lot of stuff to take apart. The main thing that I took from it was the new map. It's called Liberty Falls. So the biggest thing was the Dimension Realm thing we seen. They just kind of went into this portal. We didn't really see anything from it. They just showed like a bunch of players walking into it. So I'm assuming there's gonna be like maybe new weapons, new enemies, stuff like that. But that was interesting to me. And then the map in general just seems a lot bigger. They have zip lines and stuff now, so I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot more traversal. So for the weapons, the trailer showed us 2 new guns. We have a jet gun, and then I guess it's some kind of like vacuum gun. We didn't get to see much of the guns, so there's not much I can say there. And then there were 2 new enemies we got to see, the Cerberus and then new spiders. The main thing I took away from here was the spiders. They like crawled out of the zombies, something like that. And they seem to be very abundant. You can see players running from the spiders. Yeah, they seem to be running away from big groups of spiders, so that'll be interesting. Another thing we have is new camos. The only one we got to sell was like this purple glowing camo. So again, those will be interesting to see. We also have Hellstorm missiles, which were a kill streak in multiplayer. The next interesting thing I found were traps. So they have these areas in the map. The one we saw, Liberty Falls, we had like a bowling alley, and then we had this comic store. In the comic store, there was a statue, and the statue would shoot lasers that would take out every zombie in the room. So it seems there's going to be a lot of environmental-based mechanics throughout the map. I think it'll add a variety to the mode. And then we have a new stim where I guess it gives the player superpowers or something. Oh, also there were new death animations that we got to see at the very end. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have with zombies.
Yeah, now onto the campaign. I don't believe this is out yet for BO6 early access, but it will be out for the full game. What we see in the trailer is where we have us, which we play as Case, and we are basically infiltrating a government base / presidential campaign to save Adler, which Adler was a main story component and main character in Cold War. And basically what we're doing is we're going in, breaking him out, and we have to kind of do that whilst trying to, get a retinal scan from a presidential candidate, and then we have to kind of break into the underground government area and save Adler from the government, basically. It seems like during the cutscenes of the game, we're going to have QTEs, which are quick time events. So basically you have to click a button, and if you don't, you'll probably either die or mess something up. And I don't know if that'll have any impact on the ending of each mission, but I mean, I assume it wouldn't. And there's also branching paths and different ways to complete missions. So you can do them in different ways with different people. You can do different methods. You can do different directions and all that. So it seems pretty cool. You got little different ways to replay a mission. So if you want to go back and play a mission a different way or another different way, it allows for more replayability in the campaign. And this campaign actually is rumored to be a open world campaign, which some are excited about because it allows for a more concise and more knit together story. But some people like the mission to mission based type campaign. But we're going to see how that goes whenever it comes out. One thing that we hear in the trailer is,
It must be Pantheon.
but it's one of our fellow soldiers. That's what they say whenever they see the government base has been overrun and a lot of people are dead. So this could be some sort of villain of the main story. It could be a weapon too, but it could really be anything because it's not really too much background that we get from that. A new mechanic is introduced into the campaign, which I do not believe is in the multiplayer, but we do see it in the campaign, which is a weapon wheel. The weapon wheel allows you to switch from grenades, flash grenades, stims. You can even pick score streaks like an RCXD or C4s or homing knives and anything really. I don't know if that means that you can customize your weapon wheel or if it means that you can just have a hot bar to find whatever lethals, tacticals, or score streaks that you need. But it seems like RCXDs are going to be implemented into the campaign as well. I don't know if that's just the beginning mission, like that presidential debate mission, but it could be a long form type of thing that you're going to use RCXDs in a couple missions. You're going to use other score streaks as well, potentially. There's also a new mechanic, it seems, which is kind of similar to some other games, I feel like. I'm not for sure about Modern Warfare 3, the remastered one, but I want to say it was kind of like that, where if you're moving in a certain direction, like right or left or back or up, your reticle will have a different lean to your character. So if your character is laying down to the right, you'll be leaning with your gun, and you'll have a better vantage point around corners. We have a new equipment, homing knife, which that seems to be like a throwing knife from Modern Warfare 2019. However, it might be if you cock it, like you hold it for a couple seconds, and then you throw it, and then it'll lock onto somebody, and it basically just blows up next to them. We have a new map, kind of like a new map area in the campaign, which is a little snowy area. There's not much to go off of. It's like 3 seconds out of the trailer. We'll show that now, but it's not too much to go off of there, but it looks pretty good. So we also have usable tanks that we'll also show. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got for the BO6. The pre-alpha to the open beta is out right now for those that pre-order BO6. I'm not one of them, sadly. But I do think that from what I've seen from some gameplay and all that, it seems very engaging with the player base and multiplayer, and I can't wait for what campaign has in store for us. And yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good.
So yeah, that's all we got for you. I'm not big into Call of Duty myself, but Black Ops 6 actually looks really fun. The Omni movement, all the new features we've seen across zombies, multiplayer, and campaign, it all looks fun. So I might have to try myself. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for you. My name is Mac. This is my co-host Darren. Thank you for watching Game Zone.
See you guys.